Hey everyone, Mango7Roll here. How we doing today? Welcome to another episode of Epic 7 and today's balance patch right after Corinne reveal, right after Cowrick skin reveal, right after the other character that I forget the name of, Vampire Girl. And now we have balance patch, so they're just going ham. I just saw Spirit Eye Celine. My god. So we sincerely appreciate the interest. That's the one you pick. Both those are used. Oh my god. We sincerely appreciate the interest and support of all our heirs. We've continued with these balance patches. We plan to implement changes to 7 heroes, 3 artifacts. And this is on 6/8. So a couple weeks from now. So we've got Little Queen Charlotte. I thought she was still okay, but maybe I'm wrong. Spirit Eye Celine. I thought she was still good, but maybe I'm wrong. Jacko, I mean, I guess so. Limited unit, 2 ML5s, limited unit. That's one of the things I really don't like about this. It's so rare for people to have these, right? Like, I don't have LQC, but I guess I do have SBC, I do have Jacko, I do have Spirit Eye Celine. And then Sharun, I guess that makes sense. Arunka, that makes sense. And Assassin Cartuja also makes sense. Assassin Cartuja used to be one of the best units in the game way back when. Wings of Light and Shadow, Sword of Winter Shadow. I think I just summoned a Sword of Winter Shadow. And Iron Fan. So Iron Fan was one of those artifacts I speculated would be one of the best in the game way back when. And I was absurdly wrong because there's no PvE that matters. But if there's ever a PvE that matters where something like a +30 Iron Fan just decimates an ice target, this would pop off. So I'm wondering what that's going to change to. So let's see LQC. So I don't know LQC entirely, but let's just see what they're doing. Will of the Mare, damage dealt against dark targets increased? Doesn't she already do 10 billion damage? Additionally, she reduces the critical hit damage. These improvements, LQC's skill, the Will of the Mare, will now inflict even greater damage. Wow. That's something. I mean, yeah, this is a really cool buff, but this is a really cool buff you put in with like a bunch of other stuffs. What about Spirit Eye Celine? So this one is exciting. So Spirit Gate Possession opens the gates to the spirits, making the caster possessed for 3 turns, revives all dead allies before granting immortality for 1 turn. So now possession's amount of absorbed health increases. And also 50% chance to use Nimble Sword instead of the 35%. So that's pretty big. Let's see what they say here. All right, firstly, the base probability of her skill Nimble Sword being activated will be increased. That's massive. 15% is huge, especially with like Dust Devil and stuff. I think that works like that. Moreover, if she's possessed, Nimble Sword will now activate with a guaranteed 100% chance. Yeah, that's insane as well. The amount of health absorbed after attacking while possessed will also be increased. The changes ensures that she can consistently activate Nimble Sword, allowing her to effectively suppress enemies in a variety of situations. With her increased damage output and enhanced health recovery, she'll become an even more formidable force on the battlefield. Okay, so that's pretty cool. I'm guessing this means that you can build her speed or something like that instead of lifesteal and not be like in too much of a problem. I'm definitely keen to try this out. Just the increased chance of her going ham is fun enough for me, so I'll definitely try that. And Jacko's one I was not expecting. This was not on my bingo card at all. I don't even remember what she does. Perhaps that's a good reason. So before, so at the start of the battle, grants Chain of Chiron to the ally in the back row. And after an ally attacks, when the target is stunned, increases CR of all allies. Chain of Chiron has this. Yeah, I no wonder I didn't remember what she did. Okay, so let's like take a look at what they're changing it to. So chains to the ally in the back row for 2 turns. After an ally attacks, when the target has a debuff. Okay, so it's not stunned now, it's just debuff, and it's 30%, which is pretty big. That's a lot of CR. Once every 3 turns, and now after attacking, inflicts a random debuff. Stun, cannot buff, decrease hit chance, restrict on the target for 1 turn, and cannot be dispelled, which is the same here. So it's a 100% chance to inflict a debuff now instead of a 25% chance to stun. I'm not sure what's better. I am not sure what's better there. Obviously, this part is better. That makes this easier to do, but that stun's pretty big. And then again, you can still stun. This is probably better because cannot be buffed is good. Decreased hit chance is also good. Restrict is okay. Interesting. She also gains more CR here too. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 instead of 5% as well for a boost in CR. So that goes to 40%. And then Forever Elysian Driver. So now increases combat readiness of all allies by 20% and increases the damage dealt. Okay, let's read this because I don't really understand Jacko. I mean, I understand her, but I don't know how she's used. Like, I've never seen her used successfully is what I guess I should say. Jacko is a versatile hero with the ability to synergize with allies through her skill Trick or Treat and her effect Chain of Chiron, however you say that. However, effectively utilizing her has proven challenging due to the complexity of activate. Yeah, that's one of the things. Definitely looks like it. Even if it doesn't stun, yeah, that's pretty cool. As part of these adjustments, now only target the caster. However, the amount of increased CR has been increased by 15% with a maximum of 20%. Interesting. So this combat readiness is just the caster now instead of all allies. Interesting. I'm not sure how this is going to play out. I can't even pretend to understand. Summer Break's another one that I love her design and everything, but you know, I haven't used her either. I mean, I tried, but she just wasn't good enough. So now let's take a look at this. So caught a big one here. 2 meaty fish. I love this. Attacks the enemy with 2 meaty fish. Has a 60% chance to increase defense. When activated as a dual attack. Also increases her CR by 25%, which is massive. That's a lot of CR from a dual attack, which is insane. And an adult's responsibility here increases critical hit chance by 10% more, so 30% instead of 20. And at the start of the battle gains 60 fighting spirit and Krantz enhanced, so she gets it right off the bat. Instead of every 4 turns. Oh no, still gets it every 4 turns. Okay, and gains 15 fighting spirit. We lost that, so that goes from 15 to 60. And at the start of the turn, when fighting spirit is full, consume all fighting spirit, dispelling all debuffs before increasing attack. Oh, so that's just gone. That's just gone. So now, well, hello there. Her special dispels all debuffs from the caster, and attacks all enemies, penetrates the target's defense by 50%. And consumes 80 fighting spirit. So this seems pretty nuts. Like, this seems like a lot better, but one thing to note, it looks like she can't dispel herself from stun, if that's a big deal. Because this will dispel on use for skill 3, and this was dispelling at the start of the turn when fighting spirit is full. But I think this is better. I think this is better, right? You start off 60 fighting spirits. Yeah, what do they say about this? So I think that looks a lot better and makes me excited. Like 50% pen is pretty nuts. So with these adjustments, she'll now be able to contribute in battle even in the early phases. Yes, that is massive. Additionally, her combat readiness gain when performing has been increased. Yep. Adult's responsibility has been improved to grant higher critical hit chance. Yeah, that's really good too. 60 fighting spirits right from the start. Additionally, her skill Whale, hello there, will now longer have a cooldown to consume fighting spirit. Furthermore, the effect that previously increased damage dealt will be replaced with defense pen. Interesting. So this is pretty good. I really like this. I think this is going to be really good. This is my favorite so far. Lots of fun changes too. And I like the randomness of her. It's always been fun. Getting that enhanced dual attack is sick as well. Let's just take a look at Sharun now. So Sharun needed a lot. I don't really know what. She either needed way more sustain, way more debuffing, or way more damage through Venom somehow. And so many things. She just, like, Venom just isn't working for me. Maybe it's working for you guys, but it didn't work for me. So the random buff now has increased speed and immunity and takes out increased critical hit chance, continuous healing. I don't like losing continuous healing. But I like losing increased critical hit chance. But it is the highest attack, right? So maybe this is just better? And getting rid of critical hit chance makes sense because the person with the highest attack should probably be max crit rate. So that makes sense. Not a massive change here. Oh, it's 2 turns as well. That's big. It's 2 turns instead of 1 turn. That's definitely big. So May You Perish is her AoE. Attacks all enemies decreasing buff durations by 2 turns instead of 1 before inflicting stuff. So yeah, it makes her a better opener. Well, whatever she is with how low she is speed. And makes her buff a little better too. It's a slight change. Nothing that really stands out to me to be great. Grant a random buff and a barrier for 2 turns. Additionally, some of the buffs that could be generated will be adjusted to better suit her role. In addition, May You Perish will now reduce the duration of buffs on all enemies. Yeah, okay. Makes sense. And now the big one, Arunka. Arunka needs a lot. So, before Thrashing in the Prairie, after increasing the attack of the caster for 2 turns, runs up to the enemy to attack. So now, runs up to the enemy to attack. When the enemy is defeated, inflicts extinction and resets the cooldown of this skill. Also, damage dealt against the target granted a barrier increased. Okay. That's it. That's all she got. That's all she got, guys. So she no longer buffs attack. They took away her attack buff, but they gave her a reset cooldown if she kills somebody, which is a big if. They would have to make this a lot more damage. Wow. Okay, so a little bit iffy on this. I understand where they're going. I get the lore behind Arunka, but not my jam. This has to be really, really big, right? I guess we'll see. Felt like she needed more. Okay, Assassin Cartuja used to bleed. Now it's a 75% chance to provoke for 1 turn, which is really good because he has all the evasion and he gets 15% CR when he evades as well, and guaranteed just all that CR boosting, all that evasion. It's so much, right? So Battle Frenzy now increases evasion by 50% and evasion by all allies except for the caster by 20%. So before, it was evasion chance of all allies by 15%. When the caster's turn ends, successfully evades the next attack. So now he just straight up gets 50% evasion straight up instead of this evade once a turn. Not sure what I think about losing that. I think they could have kept losing that and kept 50 evasion and kept him fine, right? He's got a stun on his skill 3 as well. I believe defense down with it too. And he does get the effectiveness imprint concentration, which does make more sense since you will want effectiveness on him because you have the stun and the provoke, right? Interesting. I'm assuming this goes up to 100% with skill ups, maybe 90 or something like that. Also, his EE is changed. So with Battle Frenzy's effect, increases evasion of the caster by an additional 20%. So that makes him 70% evasion, which is that's pretty good. That's pretty good base evasion. Okay, cool. And Wings of Light and Shadow is 15% per chance when a critical hit is made with a single attack. Now it's just when attacking. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I do enjoy that. And Sword of Winter Shower. Yep, we're going with Sword of Winter Shower. After using a non-attack skill, has a chance to remove 15 souls. Now, has a chance to gain 10 souls. Ooh, that's spicy. This is spicy. This should be really good, right? This should be really good. Oh, wow. They completely changed Iron Fan. So Iron Fan now, instead of doing damage to ice elemental targets, they just gave up having specific stuff for PvE, basically. After using an attack that targets all enemies except for a basic skill. That's too bad. Increases combat readiness of the caster by 30%. Can only be activated once per turn. I don't think that's very good. Oh, we get a recall at least. I think I have a lot of Iron Fans. Yeah. I'm not a fan of this because I don't know where I would use it, but I'm sure there's something somewhere where this is a good combo, especially for Rangers, right? But I don't play many Rangers like that. And they'd also be losing the souls, right? Interesting. We can also recall it as well, which is awesome. Make sure you read all this specifically if you want to make sure. So yeah, that's the balance change. Not sure what to think. So first things first, no MLK run change, which is kind of crazy. I feel like they would mention it or something. They didn't even mention it here. Second, I feel like doing 2 Moonlights, 2 Limiteds is kind of crazy to me. Like that cuts out so much access to so many players, right? Like over half the balance patch is just like, I mean, I guess it has to happen, but more would be nice to go along with it, especially when a couple of them are 1 or 2 lines. Let's see what people say. It's always fun. No MLK run bump. Yep. All these units definitely needed buffs except Celine. I kind of agreed. I thought Celine was fine as well. Laziest balance patch effort. Does this mean Guilty Gear is coming back? Yeah, I feel like it should come back. That should have came around the same time with Guilty Gear coming back. I don't think Sharun change is gonna do much. Everything looks fine, but we still have experiment more interesting. Sharun is showing where the next balance patches are headed. A lot of the decreased buff duration by 1 turn is going to become 2 turns. Oh, where's MLK? He's literally the worst unit in the game right now. I don't think so on that, but yeah. That's it so far. Let me know what you think about this in the comments below. Again, quick little recap. I think this would be fun to use her, but I don't have her. I can't say for sure. Eye Celine is just a boost to somebody that was already great. If this lets me use speed stat safely, I'll probably be a lot more happy with this change after using it in practice. Jacko, don't really know what's going on with Jacko. I'll have to take a look at her kit and rethink where I could use her. SPC, I am stoked for. I think that's a really fun change, and especially for something like Guild War for me, I think that makes her a lot more useful there, because before with where is it here? Before with her passive, you were so heavily relying on every 4 turns, right? So not having that first turn, yeah, I think that helps a lot. For the type of content I do. Sharun, I think, was a big miss, but maybe I'm wrong. Arunka seemed like a miss as well, unless the multipliers are through the roof. And Cartuja seemed like a pretty good change. I'm excited to try him out again, since he was such a good unit way back when. And artifacts all seem like pretty solid changes too. Yeah, thank you so much for watching. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe as always, and I'll talk to you later. Bye, everybody!